Thank you, Raymond, Rivka, Dr. Zuckerman, the Board of Governors. It's a great pleasure and honor to be here with you today, and I'm really touched and moved to be invited to deliver a lecture at this beautiful and accomplished university. There are friends, good friends, very good friends, and Raymond Dweck. And not only do I feel privileged to be able to say this, but I believe very strongly that all of Ben-Gurion University should feel this way. I've had the honor of being with Raymond in Europe, in the United States, at meetings large and small, and I can assure you that there is no greater friend of BGU than Raymond Dweck, and no greater person that one would want as their friend. Raymond. So I will provide a lecture, as requested, on the subject of my book, 2 Stars for Peace. And it's a novel topic, as the title of the lecture says. It's one that takes you outside of the box. So I really appreciate all of you being willing to listen in and give me a chance to explain these interesting thoughts. Shnei Kohavim Lamam al Shalom. Naji Matain la Salam. 2 stars for peace. I'm really happy to be here today to provide a brief overview of a proposal for adding Israel and Palestine as America's 51st and 52nd states. As Raymond mentioned, United Therapeutics is a company I founded to develop a medicine to save the life of our daughter. We have been blessed to be able to actually save the lives of thousands of other people, mostly young women in the prime of their life. And it has been one of my greatest senses of joy that we have also been able to help so many Israelis who suffer from pulmonary hypertension. Our chief financial officer, who co-founded the company with me, was a Palestinian American named Fred Hadid. His family came from Ramallah, and he still has family in Ramallah. That a Jewish American and a Palestinian American could come together and build an international pharmaceutical company inspired me to think that perhaps Israel and Palestine could come together as 2 states in the United States. I asked myself, if Fred and I could work shoulder to shoulder in the U.S. to build a biotechnology company, why can't Israel and Palestine work shoulder to shoulder as part of the U.S. to build peace? The solution I arrived at was 2 stars for peace. Herzl, a practical visionary, is my inspiration. If I were here today, I would be greeted by universal laughter. Those were the words of Theodor Herzl in 1896 long before Israel was founded. And he continued, but in 5 years perhaps, and certainly in 50, everyone will see it. And that's very much how I feel today. Most people will feel that the prospects for 2 stars for peace is just a matter to laugh at. But I believe that in 5 years perhaps, and in 50, surely, everyone will live to see it. Few would have believed that 100 years ago, Israel would exist in another 50 or even 150 years after having been wiped off the face of the earth 2,000 years earlier. And nobody, or almost nobody, can imagine today that Israel and Palestine could be added as America's 51st and 52nd states. But for the very same reasons that Israel made so much sense 60 years ago, 2 stars for peace makes sense today. 2 independent, separate countries, the roadmap, will not solve the problem of one holy land occupied by 2 peoples with overlapping histories and conflicting claims of sovereignty. One geography requires unity, but with the strength of the American federal system to ensure respect for cultural, minority, and political rights. What Herzl intended, a safe haven for Jews in a liberal democracy, can be accomplished by adding Israel and Palestine as the 51st and 52nd United States. Now, for Americans, this is easy to do, and I would add, easy to say. No constitutional amendment is needed for this to be accomplished. No popular vote. No political campaigns. Just a simple majority vote of the U.S. Congress. And it has happened before. Mormon, Utah was founded as a safe haven for a persecuted minority. An American Zion, if you will. Few people envisioned that Utah would one time become a state of the United States. And yet it entered the American Union in 1896, the very same year that Herzl wrote The Jewish State. Texas, California, and other American states were also independent countries before joining the United States. This plan works. Why is the media obsessed with the Middle East? Because it lies at the junction of 3 continents, because 3 great religions originated here, and because no one has figured out how to peacefully end the strife between the Israelis and the Palestinians. There are 2 competing claims of sovereignty over a single piece of land. Now, as pointed out in the recent film, You Don't Mess with the Zohan, Israelis and Palestinians have been fighting for 2,000 years. How much longer could the battle last? Seriously, even 1 year of misery is a year too much, especially for our children, for our grandchildren. God's gift to us of this beautiful spiritual land obligates us to think creatively of new solutions. The old solutions have not been successful. The roadmap has gone nowhere. We are smart enough. We are desperate enough. And we are good enough to try something truly new.